I want to quickly run through the solutions to ratio proportion quiz 1. This is the same quiz that all of the MES 2 and 3 class did for their Monday or Tuesday night assignment. They've been doing math pretty much the whole year, and they really didn't have any problems with this. So it makes me wonder if I shouldn't do a little bit more math with the MES 5 class to get to where this is a little bit easier for you. Definitely is something you're going to need to know when you take the STAR exam. Hopefully you looked at the formulas that I put on Blackboard. You need to understand and know how to do these formulas. So the first one, 650 bushel wagon, 13.65 tons of grain. We need to express the grain in pounds per bushel. So pounds is going to be on top, and 13.65 tons is not in pounds. So we need to convert that to pounds. When you multiply 13.65 times 2,000, which is how many pounds are in a ton, that would give you 27,300. And now we divide that by the bushels, and it comes out to 42. On the second one, a welder grabs a handful of rods. Initially, she grabs 22, and then she grabs 90, and the ratio of welding rod super strength 100, or the ratio of the 6011 to the super strength. So the 6011 is the number on top, and that would be 22. The number on the bottom is going to be the super strength 100, which is 90. If you divide both those by 2, that would give you 11 over 45. Question number 3, express miles, this 240 miles to 6 gallons in the lowest terms. Well, if you had 240 and 6, both of those could be divided by 6, and you would end up with 40 over 1, or 40 miles per gallon. Number 4, $69,700 to do 1,700 square feet. What is the price per square feet? 69,700 divided by, 69 divided by 1,700. Equals 41. And this expressing the lowest terms, 34 to 30, 34 over 30. And of course, since they're even numbers, you can divide both those by 2. That would be 17 over 15. There's your answer. Number 6, express the ratio of 4 to 28. Of course, you divide that by 4, and that becomes 1 over 7. This one, a lot of people had problems with 20 centimeters to 20 millimeters. So we're going to do 20 centimeters over 20 millimeters. Now the millimeter is a smaller value. Centimeter is a larger value. So how many millimeters in a centimeter? If we want to convert that, so we'll make it 20 centimeters is 0.2. 20 millimeters is going to be actually not 0.2. It's going to be 2 centimeters. If we divide both those by 2, and now we've got the same term, centimeters, it is 10 to 1. Express ratio in lowest terms, 5 6/7 to 7. If we convert both of these to fractions with 7 as the denominator, That would be 5 times 7 is 35, plus 6 is 41 sevenths. 7 would be 49 sevenths. We cross out that, we end up with 41 over 49. Number 9, again, we've got a fraction. If we take the first one and convert it to fifths, 9 times 5 is 45. And 6 and 4/5 is 6 times 5 is 30, plus the 4 is 34/5. So now we have 45 over 34. 4.5 to 3.5. Of course, when you change that, it's going to be 9/2 and 7/2. Cancel that out, 9 over 7. Again, a fraction, so we need to convert both of them to ninths. 8 ninths, excuse me, 8 times 9 is 72, plus 8 is 80 ninths. And 40 is going to be 40 times 9, which is going to be 360 ninths. Now we've got 80 over 360. We could divide that by 2 and get 40 over 180. Divide it by 2 again, we would get 20 over 90. And now if we divide it by 10, we would be left with 2 over 9. This one was a little bit more difficult. Find the flow rate for the given IV. Assume the drop factor is 15 drops per milliliter. And so we need to do the math here first. When we're converting, we're finding milliliters per minute, and we're finding drops per minute, but the given information is in milliliters per hour. We need to multiply the drops. Since there's 15 drops for each millimeter, we're going to multiply 15 times 1500, and that gives us 22,500. That's how many drops are in a milliliter. And now we've got to find minutes for hours, or excuse me, for 5 hours. So we'll take 5 times 60, which is going to be 300. And as soon as you do the math there, that comes up to 75. Again, this one is flow rate, and we're giving 1 liter and 15 drops per milliliter. Well, liters and milliliters, a little bit different there. This is going to be 1,000 milliliters. So we're going to take 1,000 times 1,500, or excuse me, times 15 to find out how many drops are in a liter. That is going to be 15,000. And we've got 8 hours, and we're trying to find in minutes. So 8 times 60 is 480. Do the calculation. Comes out to 31.25. There's your answer, 31. Now this one is giving you in hours with a fraction. Not that much harder, but here's the 840 milliliters, 10 drops per milliliter. Of course, you multiply 840 times 10, you'll come up with 8,400. The rate is 30 drops per minute, but the answer we're trying to find is in hours. So we've got to multiply that to find out how many drops in an hour. That would be 60 times 30, which is 1,800. Now we do the calculation there. And it comes out to 4.667. And we know that 667 is actually 2/3, so 4 2/3. Here's another problem very similar to that. 2.04 liters, 10 drops per milliliter. We've got to multiply that times 1,000 to get the volume into milliliters. So if we move the decimal place 3 times, that's going to be 2040. So 2040. Now we got to multiply that again times 10 to find out how many drops. We add one more zero. Now we're at 20,400. 60 drops per minute, but we're looking for hours. 60 drops times 60 minutes would give us our hours. That is going to be 3,600. We do the math there. And it comes out to 5.667, which we know is 5 2/3 hours. 210 gallons of oil flow through a feed pipe in 5 minutes. Find out the flow rate in gallons per minute. So we've got 210 gallons in 5 minutes, 210 over 5. That's going to end up giving us 42 gallons in each minute. And there's the answer there. For number 17, I think I did that one on the video that you watched initially. So we'll go ahead to number 18, 19, and 20. Total hours for private pilot single engine. Landing rating for a single engine plane is 90 hours of flight time. Total hours of flight time for commercial is 290. What is the ratio of hours for private to commercial? 90 over 290. Of course, you can divide that by 10, take the 0 off, you end up with 9 over 29. 2 small window air conditioners are purchased and put in opposite sides of a house. One is 2,000 BTU, the other is 5,500 BTU. The ratio of 2,000 to 500. So simply 2,000 over 5,500. You can knock off 2 zeros. Now you've got 20 over 55. If you divide that by 5, that would be 4 over 11. There's your answer there. And for the last one, this one was a little bit confusing because they switched the way they asked they made the statement different than the way they asked the question. It says you need 25 cubic feet of cement to make 80 cubic feet of concrete. Find the ratio of concrete to the volume of cement. So they're asking for the ratio of concrete to cement, which is 80 over 25. You reduce that down, dividing it by 5, that would give you 16 over 5. There's the answer there. Hopefully that helps.